Shalom, my musicies, to another behind the scenes.
This week's featurette is specifically about the other weekly shows that were on the MyMusic channel all year long. MyMusic News, the Mosh, MyMusic Presents, and the short-lived live show.
Usually you make a web series and it's just one show, but we made 4 every week to enhance the experience, and as you can imagine, a lot went into bringing them to life.
This video will show you from concept to execution how this all took place every week and the team that helped us get it there.
Enjoy!
Guess, guess, guess. Guess, 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 guess what I'm about to throw up. Guess. I'm actually truly dizzy.
MyMusic is way more than just the main show. We always set out to make a lot of other content alongside it to really make the universe come alive, where this fictional company, you can actually see all the content that they claim to be making in the narrative every week. And we built this idea of how do you make super high quality content with just 2 people? And we had to do that for years, and then we implemented all the things we've learned into the 2 people that were primarily over the course of the year, Brent and Vince, to execute this thing for us week to week.
My name is Brent Coble. I am the director and editor for MyMusic News, the Mosh, MyMusic Presents, and for the time that it existed, MyMusic Live.
My name is Vincent Ieraci. I am the key set PA for the MyMusic weekly shows.
We're producing all of these shows with a very small crew. So I'll be directing and Vince is helping out with sound and set dressing and pretty much anything that needs to happen. John, our executive producer, also runs sound for MyMusic Presents. We all have to wear a lot of hats.
So something people may not realize is that everything we shoot for the weekly content is basically shot out of this room. And this room isn't even the room that you think it is. It's built to look like a part of the soundstage, but it's actually recreated in our offices here.
I can pretty much lay down and touch all 4 walls that we shoot on.
So this is the Music News stage and the Present stage and a Mosh stage. Our fan art wall is right there. We have another wall that we shoot on there. We'll take the fan art off of this wall and use that as a different wall. We'll just use the corner of this sometimes.
The production of the weekly content was completely different than the main show. The main show was a television show and was shot and treated like it was some giant TV show with a massive crew on a built set on a soundstage. But to bring the experience to life, this weekly content had to go into a much more rapid cycle where we would literally film everything every Monday, and throughout that same week, all the content would have to come out.
So our production week is chaos. We shoot on Monday, but we have to plan for that, obviously, the whole week prior. So that means a lot of, and locking down scripts and gathering props and making sure our set's ready and that our talent's available, and that just means a really late night Friday, the Monday before we shoot.
MyMusic News is a interactive playlist show where we fill you in with all the music news that happened within the last week. So the turnaround for MyMusic News is a little bit more than a week, actually. It starts getting written the week before. Friday, all the graphics and assets are all thrown together and prepared. Monday morning, we shoot it really early in the morning, in 1 hour, and from there it immediately goes to Brent, just sitting down and editing all together till it goes live on Wednesday.
A lot of the playlist shows that we watched prior to MyMusic News were very linear. They had an intro and a video and an intro and a video. We wanted MyMusic News to be a fully interactive experience where you can jump around our own segments of the show and have the ability to choose which video you want to go to after each segment. So we wanted to make the show fully the viewers. They had the opportunity to make their own MyMusic News experience.
My favorite part about Music News is the jokes and the writing room that goes along with the Music News show. That was kind of always my favorite meetings. Like, we have really great writers and they're really fun, and then we have really great writing interns that, we get to see them come out of their little shell.
The Mosh is our weekly Q&A show. It's completely fan-driven. We have all of our characters in character interacting with the audience.
We answer all their questions and we respond to them. We show their fan art. We give them screen grabs to caption. So it's kind of like a weekly Valentine back to the fans of, we're here, we're listening, and here are funny answers to your questions.
My favorite weekly show to make is probably the Mosh, because I get to say really short answers that are just really wacky and funny. Like recently, Purpleberry is just the thing to do.
We get to connect to the fans, I like checking out fan art and also finding out the 20 questions. Some of them are like crazy and some are silly. Some are romantic. I really like it.
And we just have fun every week. You kind of don't know what the fans are going to give you every week, so it's always kind of a different adventure.
For a good number of weeks, we also had a live show that was an hour-long live on YouTube that would have the cast in character hosting.
Welcome to My Music Live! I'm Scene, and I'm super duper happy that I'm back on the show! Did you miss me?
Terribly.
Our actors would come in, we would have a script written and ready to go, we had musical guests, we had sketch or improv comedy groups come in.
A lot of our fans were questioning whether the live show is actually live or not. But we had all these monitors set up on the stage where we had real-time feeds of Twitter and the YouTube comment box for the live show. So there's absolutely no doubt that when the hosts were responding to people, they were responding in real time. This was up to the 15-second buffer live.
So much work goes into a live show. You have to be way more prepared. You gotta do a lot more pre-production because you don't get a second take. You can't just be like, oh, that didn't work, let's do it again.
The live show consisted of essentially just 3 cameras, 2 booms, and the the weirdest little home studio IKEA rigged setup that we could have that streamed live to the internet.
Because of our budget, we had a very rigged system in here of about 12 laptops and 2.5 miles of cable and a hope and a prayer. And that's what was making a multicam live interactive talk show go up on the web each week.
It was just a crazy hour. Like, no one knew what was gonna happen, stuff was falling apart.
Like, first the teleprompter would stop working, and then like there's one time the tripod all fell apart, like literally crumbled forward in the middle of the show.
And then we just didn't have that anymore. We're like, well, we have 40 more minutes. Figure that out, everybody. It was just like bedlam in here all the time, which made it really exciting for us, but sometimes that didn't necessarily translate into a great viewer experience.
But what we really wanted to do is showcase bands because our show is called My Music. So when do you get to show music? We don't show it in a sitcom because we're gonna do it on Mondays. We wanted to be the voice of like, hey, these are people who are coming up and they're fantastic. But if we can't make them sound fantastic and look as fantastic as they do, then we're not doing our job as a production team.
My Music Presents ended up being sort of the answer to what the live show was lacking, like where the video quality or the sound wasn't great in the live show. So we took that away and we revamped it and came out with My Music Presents.
You get a lot better of a product when you can really take your time with all the technical stuff and you get multiple takes of a song or multiple takes of the interview as opposed to only getting that one chance to show the audience.
Danny, Lauren, Amy, Lisa. This is the hardest one. Kristen. No. Wait. You know this one. It's awkward because it's a C and not what you think it would be.
It's actually a K.
It is a K.
But it's a K sound. It's not. It's.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
And Christina.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at you guys.
I'm so sorry.
You're on such a roll.
I'm so sorry.
What My Music Presents ultimately comes down to is a really nice little platform to show off a musician and all of their talents.
Everything with these weekly shows, it's not just thrown together. We want it to look like it's seamless and easy and it's just a character answering questions in front of, you know, a TV and a amp. But really, like, a lot of effort goes into that.
This next letter is from Dubstep, who wants to know, what's up, this pow, num pow, bzz, zomp, nub, womp.
A lot of people worked really hard to produce all of the extra weekly shows on the channel, so I hope it's just something the audience found entertaining and interesting, especially if you liked the main show. It sort of gave you an opportunity to get a different window into these characters and into this universe.
One last thing I would like to add would be, we work on a show where we never want to break the fourth wall. So like doing these behind the scenes videos and like releasing all of this extra content and kind of pulling that curtain down on Oz and revealing the truth, as it were, is real interesting. Because for the last 40 weeks or so, I'm the director and editor of the shows, but in our universe, Metal directed everything, and like Scene makes the graphics, and Idol is in charge of all of our social media. We have real people that do all of those jobs.
It's definitely a crazy production cycle doing something like this. And I don't even really know how we pulled it off as seamlessly as we did. But believe me, there were a lot of trying weeks here and there but, you know, between everybody, you know, believing in this, we were able to make it work.